Well, good morning, everyone. It's Marsha White with your life and business coach, coming to you with a word of or a bit of self-assessment. Every so often it is imperative that we stop and take inventory, take a self-check, a gut check of what we're doing, how we're feeling, just getting the 411 on ourselves. And that involves looking inward and listening outward, because that's really important. When I did counseling years ago as a pastor, I would say to people, especially if I was counseling a couple, I would say, okay, say the one partner would make a statement, and then I'd say to the other partner, what did you hear? Because what's heard is not always what was said, and that's an important distinction. But you can gain a lot of knowledge just recognizing that bit of info. And so you have to filter what you hear from the inside and filter what you hear from the outside. Good morning, Michelle. Thank you for being here. And so yesterday I was fortunate enough to see or read an article. I'm looking on my phone at it, an article in Entrepreneur magazine called 7 Choices Every Entrepreneur Must Make. And there were some great points. I'm just going to go through them briefly. 1, not truly living. 2, not creating big goals and chasing your dreams. 3, accumulating too much stuff. Hey, Janet. 4, letting envy sidetrack you. 5, constantly comparing yourself to other people. Good morning, Tyson. 6, letting negative people hold you back. And 7, starting tomorrow, which is a nice way of saying procrastinating, which there's far too much of in the world, including in my own life, for us to get into here. Listen, if this is resonating, I'd appreciate you sharing this out in the social media world. Now, I wanted to say I'm blessed to be a part of a broadcast in a tribe, the morning show, and our guest presenter this morning was talking about figure out what circles you need to be in that are going to enhance your, add to your knowledge, enhance the way that you come across that brings value to you, because we've already said many times you cannot pour from an empty cup, nor should you try. You should be positioned to, as often as possible, which is 90% of the time or better, that you can pour from the overflow. All right? Now, one of the things that I personally struggle with, and this is why I said self-assessment, if it hits you, if you can't say amen, just say ouch, is constantly comparing yourself to other people. When you are not invited to everybody's party, it should be okay, because everybody's not for you and vice versa. But sometimes it's not. Sometimes your feelings get hurt because it's like, I'm out here, I'm showing up, I'm serving, I'm pouring out as much as I possibly can, as often as I possibly can. I'm prepared. I'm fairly powerful. People know me and respect me and like what I do. Why aren't I invited to the party? Hey, Ursula, good morning, sister. But everybody's party is not your jam. All right? The music may be different, the vibe may be different, the people may be different, and it's okay. You have to be good with that, inside and out, not in a, throwing shade kind of way. But the point is, you're seeing, for lack of better phrasing, little cliques. And when we talk about communities and tribes and families, there are cliques because they're made up of the same people online and offline. And so it's okay if you're not invited to everyone's party. One of the points that the presenter on the morning show said is, start your own party. What's wrong with you hosting? I have to look at myself and say, okay, well, I didn't get invited to be part of that summit or that conference or, that virtual series or whatever it is. But I can start my own, or I can go and ask people, hey, are you looking for someone for next year? How often do you plan on putting on this event? Would you like to join forces? You have to look deep inside yourself, as I am doing. That's why I said this is introspection, self-assessment, and discover, and not be afraid to stand up and represent the gifts, the talents, the skill sets, the power, the knowledge, the wisdom, the expertise, the experience that you bring to the table. Sometimes people don't know that you'd be interested in being with them because you seem so successful on your own. And when I talk to you guys, understand, I'm talking to Marcia too, big time. You know, when I was preaching regularly, when I was pastoring, I used to tell people, if I don't hit myself in the study when I'm preparing, I can't be effective when when I am proclaiming. It's a physician heal thyself kind of problem. And so it makes a difference. It makes a difference. And if it's not, it should be. Hi, Leah. It should be making a difference to you. And so I'm encouraging you to do a bit of self-assessment today. If there's someone that you're connected with, reach out to them. You know, comment on their posts. Say, I'm interested in having a conversation offline. Are you amenable to that? Could we schedule a Zoom call? Could we schedule a Facebook call? You know, how can we connect so that both of us can bring more to our respective audiences and then see what kind of synergy exists? Stop comparing yourself to how much further along the path they seem to be. Everybody started out on the, at the same point. And some people have grown because of opportunities, but you never know how those opportunities came to them. And so here's the thing. If you ask, instead of comparing, it's not riding coattails. It's collaboration. It's joining forces. It is a smart business move on both parts because A, it empowers them because somebody noteworthy, meaning you or I, has noticed what they're doing, understands and believes that they are doing the best possible job they can in a great way, enough that it's caught your interest and prompted you to reach out. And it also says to you, I'm worth being heard. And you know, that's one thing that we don't give ourselves enough credit for. We deserve, all of us deserve to be heard. Doesn't mean our message is for everybody, but it is in the hearing and in the proclaiming that we begin to narrow down who it is that we resonate with, why we resonate with them, and then the need for comparison diminishes significantly because at the end of the day, there's 7 billion people in the world? Surely you and I, even if we did the exact same thing, our personalities are different, our styles are different, as they should be, because each of us is uniquely and wonderfully made. But we're for some people and we're not for others. And so that's okay. So I'm saying, if you're struggling with what I was struggling with, or any of those on the list, specifically my struggle was constantly comparing yourself to other people. And for those of you who may seem surprised, yeah, I have feelings and insecurities like everybody else. I dress up real cute for the camera. But in the evening, when it's just me, makeup free, and hair is even less together than it obviously is this morning. Thank you, my southeastern attention, southeastern region humidity. I know what Marcia White struggles with. And I don't mind saying I struggle. I'm not perfect. Please don't pattern yourself after me. In those ways, take what I share from the lessons. Hey, Beverly, thank you so much. Take what I share from the lessons and save yourself at least a wee bit of trouble. You won't learn it exactly the way I learned it, and that's okay. Maybe you're not as hard-headed or as stubborn as I am, and that's acceptable. But share who you are, what you're doing, what you struggle with, so that other people have a sense that it's okay to be wherever it is that they are. Everybody has issues. All of us need to have self-assessment checkups regularly. Think about it. We take our cars in to be tuned up. We go in for our, quarterly, semi-annually, annual checkups. whatever it is. We keep, for those of us girlies, girly girls that we do our nails, some of us have standing or regular appointments. Ursula is a kick butt massage therapist. I'm sure she has regular clients because self-care extends far beyond the physical. Self-care is mental and emotional. And so you can best help yourself by getting rid of comparisonitis and doing self-assessment. And in your self-assessment, here's one extra tip. Ask somebody what it's like to be on the other side of you. Make sure your messaging is clear. Just calling it like I see it, girl. It's great to add that element, that distinction to your self-assessment. Because if people are not receiving, reconciling what it is that you do, you might need to tweak the message a little bit, tweak the delivery style. But it all adds up to being positioned to serve, do, and be your best as often as humanly possible. So, good. Yes, I'm doing a lot of that too, Ursula. Self-assessment is crucial, and it was just confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. So, I'm glad that this has been helpful. Please share this as a resource for others. If you'd like to connect with me, I would love for you to click on the link in the title and get on my schedule. I do live in the Eastern time zone of U.S., so adjust your schedule if you are in a different time zone, or recommend it to someone who may need it. All right? And I look forward to our conversations. I am also, oh, by the way, shameless plug, I am also booking now for Q4 of speaking. And there's a variety of issues I can address, subjects I can speak to. You know that I come prepared. You know that I love to serve. We can have a conversation about that. You can also use the booking link to have that conversation. No shame. That's right. It's my broadcast, isn't it? But I'd love to have the opportunity to serve you, your organization, your association, your company, your business in however I can. So I want you to have, a wonderful day. I am about to finish getting ready for a lunchtime appointment because opportunity dances with who? Those who show up and get on the dance floor. So I'm going to find my dancing shoes and make some things happen today. So thanks for watching. We will talk with you again very soon. I wish you peace and unlimited blessings in your life and business. Bye.